Hey, did you know that 95% of people who lose weight seem to gain it back? And changing your eating and exercise habits is one of, it seems, the hardest problems to solve that this country has. And the physiology part seems simple. Eat the right amounts for your body, move appropriately and more often, right? And if you do these two things, you'll lose weight, you'll improve your health, you'll experience better energy, right? All these great things will happen, but what ends up happening is that most coaches and personal trainers neglect the mental piece, right? The mental skills. We're all neglecting these mental skills that are crucial to lasting change, right? And people are working against gravity because they're trying to overcome the power of their current behaviors, right? The power of their current their habits. And these behaviors, they're there for a reason because they fit into your life now. They serve you a purpose. And that's when you're trying to change, right? It seems like you're almost like working against quicksand because you have to manage and face the discomfort and the anxiety that you feel when you try on new things and the fear of failure. You have to focus on doing new things, right, while trying to maybe avoid other things that you want to do more. And then you even have to experiment and listen to your own experience and let go of things that aren't working if they aren't working, right? And there's a whole bunch of other things like dealing with your family and colleague, trying to get them on board, being resilient and flexible and optimistic when the inevitable happens where you stumble or you fail or you reach a setback or your motivation changes. And all that comes down to the beliefs that you have about who you are and is this thing going to work? And that's the stickiest part because it's way more than just eating less and moving more. We all can experience that, right? And I'm not just talking about fitness here too, because I'm sure you've struggled with change in your own life, right? With family relationships, with work environment, whatever it is. And that's why I want to bring this piece to light is that mental piece, that mental game is so important. And if you start from that inside first, if you start from the brain first and shift the way you think about your life and your body, who you are, the things that you do, that is how lasting outer change begins to happen. And it's that inner work, that inner self-talk that drives you forward, right? It's that gut feeling, that sense of who you are and what you believe in and where you want to go that kind of is the underlying thing under almost everything you do and the awareness that you have every single day. Last week I talked about stories and those stories that you tell yourself, right? You have the choice to change those stories. You have the power and the choices to change that. Because the inner change means you have to explore, you have to shift, you have to potentially change those stories first and as well. And that means that it all starts inside. So first thing I want you to see is realize the limiting things that you tell yourself, that self-talk. Maybe you're saying, I can never do a push-up or I can never do a chin-up because I'm too heavy. So there's no point in even trying because I'll never get there. Maybe you're saying, that strength training stuff isn't for me. I'm not one of those guys out there, so I'll just stay over here. Or maybe you're trying to say that I'm not a fit person or I'm too out of shape to go to the gym or I have to go straight home after work to cook dinner for the family and I'll complain or they'll be mad if I come home late, right? These are all stories that we have the power over that we can rewrite and change at any point, right? You have the ability. See, you could change that from my body is capable and I might not be able to do a chin up or a push up now, but if I practice hard enough, if I put in enough reps, if I strength train, I'll be able to get there. Right? Instead of shying away from the weightlifting room, maybe you don't know what you're doing yet, right? But you'll learn. And I'm sure there'll be people there who are more than happy to help you along that journey. And then maybe when it comes to that story of not getting able to gym because you have no time, I'm pretty good at scheduling, right? I could reorganize my calendar. I could squeeze in a half an hour or 20 minutes at the gym. Or maybe even I could ask the people around me to support me and to start dinner when they get home from school so that it'll still be on time when I get there. See, the better you navigate these things, the better you switch the focus from all the ways that it's hard to all the ways that you can do it or that it is easier, that it's fun, right? You'll be able to stay on track and you'll be able to not only change your body and the way you feel about your body, but you'll be able to maintain those results for the long term. So you won't have to be a part of that 95% anymore. Right? Because when you rewrite your inner story, you're playing this different game now. Now you have the advantage, right? Where you'll feel confident, you'll feel capable, in charge, and you'll feel good about yourself and your health because after all, isn't that the whole point of all of this?